All right, listen up, humans. Stay back. Don't get too close. I'm not feeling the best, and I don't want to give you any of the whatever I got. Not like it matters. You've been passing back and forth colds and flus with abandon this summer. Then now whatever the hell I got is so concentrated it's applying for citizenship. Not like it's not thick as a hot fart outside right now. It's like walking around in a used coffee filter. Maybe it's a good idea to contain your colds, but no, fuck it. Live, laugh, lung, right, Brenda? No one's telling you how to live. That's the sound of freedom. Anyway, before we begin, please direct your attention to the front, because this is a safety check. Gonna need you to take a minute from what you're doing, pay attention to the following safety briefing. I mean, actually pay attention to it. Not like what you do when you're on a plane with your headphones in, when you nod politely like you're fucking listening. You're not, and the flight attendant knows it. That's why they're smiling, because even in the unlikely event of an emergency, you can fuck off. They warned you, but you were too busy finishing your podcast, Travis. Oh, do you need to know how the oxygen masks work? Should have been listening to the flight attendant instead of Joe Rogan, but that goes for most situations. Okay, hands up, turn them around, make sure they're yours, they're clean, because you should be washing your hands. That's a given. I thought we covered that already, but given the shocking amount of sick I've been in the last week, I'm thinking maybe we need a refresher. Okay, next, mark your exits. There should be several, hopefully two. Definitely one, because if there isn't, I'm not sure how we got in here, unless this is a backroom situation. And given the amount of Sudafed I've been taking, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm actually still at home and about to wake up. Humans, you may not nail a lot of products, but cold meds you got on lock. I took a NyQuil Severe, and I'm pretty sure it's still yesterday. But colds and flu symptoms be damned. We got to focus up because safety checks are important, even if you're loaded on pseudoephedrine, because every time you breathe, it sounds like an old lawnmower trying to prove it's still useful because it heard the family was going on a trip to Home Depot. In the event of an emergency, please exit in an orderly fashion, unless it's a ghost attack, and then feel free to panic, because your entire understanding of life and death has been rocked, and reality means nothing anymore, so go nuts, rock and roll. Please no smoking, because judging by the amount of booze y'all have had, this place is practically a dormant explosive device. Plus, I can smell the ethanol from here, and the fact that I can means the Sudafed's working. So I guess we're good to go. Keep your hands and arms and nips inside the show at all times. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're going in. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. Here's hoping I remember what I was talking about. But as long as we're safe, we'll all be all right. Safety first, that's the motto. It has been since 1910, when the safety first movement was adopted, because, hey, if you lose an arm, remember you always have another, was not a mantra to live by. And that was big during a time when lead was considered a topical cream and cigarettes were vitamins. But that was for the working man. What about afters? Your downtime. Shouldn't you feel safe when you're at home, especially when you have seasonal allergies and chronic hay fever? So climate-controlled goodness of your own abode is necessary so for survival. So is my Nintendo Switch. Fuck the summer. I'm an indoor bird. It wasn't until 1972 that the Consumer Safety Act was enacted by Congress, establishing the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, imbued with the power to, quote, develop safety standards and pursue recalls for products that present unreasonable or substantial risks or injury of death to consumers, and the ability to ban a product if there is no feasible alternative to an outright ban. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people in the comment section ready to scream something about government overreach because they're salty at them for keeping lawn darts off the street, even though they did nothing to stop the Skip It massacre of '89. May we never forget that perhaps shackling a child to a plastic leg iron like they're in a chain gang and telling them to swing that shit around and jump for fun was not the greatest toy idea. But hey, it's summer. Live, laugh, lose a finger. Helps you grow up tough. Thing you probably know, the CPSC for the most is recalls. Used to be called corrective action, but that sounded a little too sexy. Like, I'm not sure that's necessarily a bad thing. I could use a little corrective action. I'm sorry, that's the drugs talking. Once they kick in, it's not necessarily what I'm saying, it's what I antihistamine, you feel me? Please do, I'm very sensitive right now, I can't afford X. So do Dayquil. Where are my NyQuil drivers at? You're all on Proud. Recalls are, quote, a comprehensive plan that reaches throughout the entire distribution chain to consumers who have the product to address the potential or alleged further failure of said product. In 2007, the CPSC took that shit to task, getting Mattel to recall over 20 million toys, known as the, quote, year of the recall, between August and September, including some Thomas the Tank Engines that were causing lead poisoning, loose magnets, and an artsy beadcraft set called Aquadots, where you made something out of these beads that stuck together when you got them wet, but if you swallowed them, they metabolized into GHB, which is the party drug. They did win Toy of the Year in 2007, before it was discovered that they were actually roofies. So, always respect your whimsies, humans, because if Thomas the Tank Engine had his way, he'd kill you and your family. It's an industry. Just ask Violet Beauregard, Mike TV, Veruca Salt, and Augustus Gloop what happens to kids if there's a design flaw. But what if you're the candy store owner that gave Charlie the golden ticket? Should they be held responsible for all those kids getting turned into delicious treats? Turns out, according to the CPSC, you're goddamn right they should. Last Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, the CPSC issued a decision and order deciding in a unanimous vote that Amazon.com, Bezos, should be considered the distributor and thus responsible for the recall of over 400,000 products, including children's sleepwear, hair dryers, and carbon monoxide detectors, deemed defective or failed to meet consumer standards, even though they sold them anyway between 2018 and 2021, making Amazon.com the Willy Wonka of Recalls. Even though Amazon argued that they were not the distributor, the CPSC was like, nuh-uh, you control the sales process, made even more obvious by the fact that Amazon sent out soft warnings to consumers that the shit they bought, quote, despite conclusive testing, were hazardous. Typically, distributors are required to specifically use the word recall on the subject line of those kind of emails, but Amazon decided instead that might freak people out, and we don't want that. Instead, they chose important safety notice. Like, these carbon monoxide detectors might get a little fussy, but don't toss them. Just be aware. And instead of telling them, hey, that carbon monoxide detector is just for show, you should probably get a real one if you don't want to die, they instead gave them gift cards and told them basically, so, funny story, these may fail to meet federal safety standards and may potentially pose rises of burn injuries to children and maybe electric shocks or exposure to carbon monoxide. But, like, don't make it weird. It's summer. Be cool, man. Here's $30. Have fun. Not to mention, these products might make it to secondhand selling markets, so those cursed PJs and evil hair dryers and carbon monoxide detectors in name only might be in thrift stores, hand-me-downs, or given as gifts. And I know it sounds square as fuck, but a carbon monoxide detector is a thoughtful gift. Like, keep your loved ones safe. It shows you care. But, like, make sure it works and isn't just a fancy-looking nightlight, because safety first. It's not like Amazon can't handle this. They made over $575 billion in revenue. It's the pride, I get it. Quote, this order is about making sure Amazon is just as accountable as every other company that sells products to consumers who often think that if something is for sale, it must be safe, because safety first, even if it's summer, live, laugh, live responsibly. Which is why I'm happy to announce that in the interest of safety, I am recalling myself. For your safety, I have decided that considering I have been sick for a fortnight with whatever the hell you've collectively raised in this humid bullshit sauce pot of an August, and I don't want to add to the problem anymore. Plus, I'm so jacked on NyQuil and various other cold remedies, including the ones you have to give your ID for because you might accidentally make meth. I'm taking myself off the market for a few days until this shit goes away, which may never happen because y'all been playing fast and loose with your sneezes, but I get it. It's summer. Have fun. Fuck it. I'll be back on sale once I work the bugs out. Good night. Woo! Got the bird, green milk, get it off!
Nailed it.